Will the Bengals take down the Ravens and secure a home playoff game? Hi again, everyone, and happy game day. Welcome into Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien of allbengals.com, and that's the question that we, are going to see and get the answer to today at Paycor Stadium. Yes, I'll be at the game doing the game day report from Rapien Manor, and let's dive into this matchup. Look, the Bengals are pissed off. They're angry, they're mad, they're bothered. Internally, externally, I mean, Zach Taylor has been pretty outspoken about this, was outspoken on Friday. Katie Blackburn, you saw the reports from Seth Wickersham of ESPN.com, how she petitioned all 32 NFL owners, and yet the Bengals, despite being AFC North champions, could be the first division winner in NFL history not to host a playoff game in their home stadium if they don't win today. And so that's where we start, is the Bengals. We've went through it, especially earlier in the year. It was must win, right, to stay afloat and keep things alive and all of those things. Well, this is a must win, because the last thing you want to do is lose to a backup quarterback, lose to a Ravens team that you should beat, and they'll have to go to their place next week. And who knows what happens with Lamar Jackson? Who knows what happens with that entire situation? But you just want to avoid that. You want to be able to have at least one home playoff game and go from there. The Bengals, they weren't getting the 1 seed. The Chiefs won last night, but even with everything that happened with just the past week, and I'm not going to get into specifics, but the postponement of the game and, the tragedy that was, Hamlin's injury, and the fact that, Damar Hamlin not only appears to have overcame that, but it is doing so well. It's awesome. But is, the Bengals, They lost their shot at the 1 seed, right? That was one of the things. The other part was the coin flip. And so the Bengals, if they win today, it doesn't matter. It's a moot point. And whether it's the Chargers next week, whether it's the Ravens next week, they'll be playing someone. And it feels like it's going to be these Baltimore Ravens. So you want to set a tone and you want to get a win. And I think that's the significance of today. Some may have raised their eyebrows a bit when Jake Browning was elevated from the practice squad, much like last week, and I said it on Monday before the Bills game. This is all about treating your employees right, essentially. The Bengals really respect Jake Browning's game, and so they're elevating him, and they've elevated him the past couple of weeks simply to get him a game check. He's not expected to be active, barring something extremely unforeseen that has nothing to do with him being elevated from the practice squad. He's going to be inactive today. So barring something crazy that I'm not even going to, speculate about, that it hasn't happened, it's going to be Joe Burrow at quarterback with Brandon Allen as his backup. That's about as clear as I can make it. Point is, and you never speak in absolutes. That's why I'm kind of down, because you just never know. But I do know he's going to be inactive today, and that's about getting him a game check and being nice to a guy that they respect and like his game a lot. And he's been on their practice squad. They did this last year as well. That said, and I shared this in my Keys to Victory video, which we dropped on Saturday. We've been running a little behind this week on CBT, so I dropped that yesterday. So make sure you check that out. Prediction Keys to Victory. The mental bounce back is where I'm going to focus today. We'll know early. We'll know early if the Bengals are. You saw how dialed in they were against the Bills, and you saw how dialed in they were at the start of the New England game. And I think they got a little bored against New England. They knew they were better. They knew they were more talented. And a couple weird things happened, and you look up and it's a game. And they escaped, and they felt, they didn't feel great about themselves. So they came out against the Bills, and what were they? Dialed in, completely focused, buttoned up. Do you see that same team today? Or do you see a team that's a little sloppier because emotions are running high and it's been a long week? I think that's a big story going into this game, and it's something I'm going to be monitoring early, because this is a game the Bengals should win. They should. Now, will they? It's the NFL, and you never speak in absolutes. And it's we'll see. We'll have that post-game report, and I'll tell you then, right? But if they can control their emotions early on and just get into that rhythm that they were in offensively against the Bills, and really over the past month. I mean, they've been really firing on most cylinders. And if you do that on offense, and then defensively, this is a matchup that they should dominate. No Lamar Jackson. Where's the edge? Where's the edge for the Ravens? Their run game, okay, well, the Bengals have DJ Reader and Jermaine Pratt and Logan Wilson and Josh Tupou, and Cam Sample's been playing pretty well. And Sam Hubbard's back, by the way, so I buried the lead there. Trey Hendricks, pretty good against the run. And Mike Hilton, by the way, one of the best tackling corners that you're going to have at that nickel spot, especially against backs, J.K. Dobbins and company. I like the Bengals' chances of slowing down this Ravens offense, stopping this Ravens offense, and really making it hard for them to move the ball. So on offense, it's simple: play clean ball and do what you do. Protect Joe Burrow and push that ball. Push that ball to the open guy, whether it's T. Higgins, whether it's Jamar Chase, whether it's Tyler Boyd, whether it's Hayden Hurst, whether it's Joe Mixon or Samaje Perine or Trenton Irwin. The list goes on and on and on. And that's the challenge when facing this Bengals team. Obviously, the Bengals went with Akeem Adeniji last week at right tackle on Monday, and that was a bit of a surprise after all the Isaiah Prince hype. Well, the Bengals didn't elevate Isaiah Prince, so it's going to be Akeem Adeniji again today. That's something else I'm going to be watching. How does he hold up? How does this offensive line do against a team that is going to have to blitz to get pressure? At least that's what we've seen. Will that still be the case today? If it is, then this Bengals offense should be fine if the Ravens decide to blitz Joe Burrow, because that's the last thing that most teams want to do, because Burrow reads it, sees it, and usually makes them pay for it. So I'm excited for this one. There's a lot on the line. It's a bit odd. Because they're AFC North champions. So if they win today, is there going to be a big celebration, even though they're playing the same team next week? I think there's some hunger there. And if they handle business today, I'm sure it'll be uncovered, unlocked in the post-game news conferences, which we'll have, from Joe Burrow to Zach Taylor to Jamar Chase's locker room interview, T. Higgins after the game if he talks. We're going to have a ton. At least Jesse and myself are both going to be at the stadium. So there's a reason you come to Cincinnati Bengals Talk. It's for the best Bengals coverage on YouTube. That's our goal day in and day out, and today is no different. So for Andrew Fox-Miller, I'm James Rapien. Enjoy the game. I will see you after, where, yes, I'll be at Paycor Stadium. So can't wait to see you then. Thank you so much for watching. Until then, thank you for tuning in to Cincinnati Bengals Talk.